Welcome to Beer Together, finding what's worth sharing. Our weekly podcast drops every Friday where we try a different beer, chat through our lives and share it with you. Matt put me to shame last week with the shirt he chose, and I thought he'd go for something understated this week, so I'd go all out. Ha! He let me down on that one. Cue the music. The sun must be shining, Matt, for us both to be out here looking like we're off to Maui for a cocktail and some pineapple and a lei around our neck.
Pineapple lays.
Pineapple lays.
What, a lei with pineapples on it?
Oh. That'd be a really heavy lei, wouldn't it?
Yeah, very heavy lei that would be, yeah.
And somewhat spiky. Speaking of leis, what are we drinking today?
No, I think the tradition of the plural is lei.
Rather than
leis.
Is it?
Yeah,
What's the singular then?
Lei. It's like sheep and sheep, I think.
Really?
You'll have to look it up.
I'm not going to Google that. I'm not Googling lei on the work laptop. Anyway, what are we drinking today, Matt?
We are drinking Seven Giraffes from the Williams Brothers Brewing in Scotland.
Up there in Scotland. So this is a 500ml can, 5.1%, proudly announced as gluten-free IPA. Let's give it a go.
Ooh, look at
wow,
that.
It's clear, isn't it?
Looking very nice.
Oh, that's rather good. This one's a bit different for us today. So we often we joke about it. We often pop down the supermarket and choose a few beers, but actually looking through online and in our research for Beer Together 123 on TikTok and Beer Tasting 123, where Matt tries a lot more beers online, we came across the Williams Brothers Brewery, based out of Alloa, but Matt, you'll know more about them than I do. So we ordered these beers online and had them sent down to us, which was a mission to make sure we got the same beer. As you'll know from episode 2, we're not always particularly talented at doing that. So tell us about the Williams Brothers Brewing.
So, brewery started off as a brew shop in Glasgow.
Okay. We talk about brew shop, bottle shop, or a brew shop?
Home brew shop.
Home shoe brew shop?
It was called Glen Brew.
Not Glen's Shoe.
Not Glen Shoe. Yeah, it was a shoe shop, not brew shop. Brew shop, not shoe shop. Can we start our bit again?
No, we're leaving that in.
We're not leaving it in. We're not leaving it in.
If you do the editing, you get to choose. Anyway, carry on.
So it started off as a shoe shop, brew shop, or a home brew shop in Glasgow called Glen Brew. And then in 1988, or so the story goes, that a lady came in with a recipe for it's called Leanne Frosch.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's not. It's Leanne Frosch, which is a heather ale, and it's been handed down to her by her family.
Yeah,
and she wanted some to give to her family to taste and to learn how to brew it. So they did it. So she shared the recipe with Bruce Williams. And they made it. And from then on, they started brewing. So the first batches were brewed in a railway station.
Yeah.
Which could only make no more than 5 barrels per batch.
Hang on. You cast the line, it was made in a railway station. Let's have a sip of this and see if we can taste the track.
A tiny brewery in Taynol railway station, so it says.
That's good. It's not a traditional IPA. It claims on the bottle extraordinary IPA.
I love the colour. It's that golden.
Beautiful.
It's like deep golden colour.
Yeah.
Anyway, so then they which is 5 barrels, and they supplied 5 pubs across Scotland.
Pubs or shoe shops?
I may have been drinking earlier.
I think it's the shirt I'm wearing is putting you off.
It's putting me off. Yeah, maybe I'll be actually. So supplied just enough for 5 pubs across Scotland, As the demand grew, they moved into another brewery, an older brewery in Alloa, and that's it. So alongside the froth, they developed other Scottish brews.
Yeah.
So they've got Alba, which has got Scots pine from an old Viking recipe. Grosset, which is gooseberry wheat ale. They've got Kelpie, which is a seaweed ale, and Ebulum, which is elderberry black ale, introduced to the Scottish Highlanders by the Welsh. So the Welsh get around and they do all kinds of mad stuff like that.
Well, I'm not saying a word. I'm not going to annoy the Scots or the Welsh.
You annoyed the Scots last time. So it's heather. So it's not this one particularly, but yeah, they've started to use older recipes, so which I think is great.
Yeah, great idea. But why is this called Seven Giraffes?
Well, it's a very, very nice story. So there are 7 different malts in this, and they are the lager malt, a wheat, Maris Otter, Vienna, pale rye, pale crystal, and Munich. And the
7 malts
daughter, 7 different malts. Yeah,
that's a lot of malt, right?
It is.
And so it's named by the daughter or named after the daughter? The daughter was called Seven Giraffes. What?
No, she was not called Seven Giraffes. The brewer's daughter thought that the number 7 looked like a giraffe, so it now became Seven Giraffes, which is a very nice story.
So named by a child and brewed by someone who lost a malt catalogue in the mash tun.
yeah, it's all gone in there. It's just, but it is lovely. I'm really enjoying it. I'm really enjoying this beer.
What hops are listed as you say? You got the hops for us, or are they secret and cagey?
I do. They're not cagey this week. So, First Gold, Cascade, and Styrian Goldings.
Wow.
With elderflower and a dash of lemon.
Sorry, you made me stop drinking there. It actually has got elderflowers in it.
Yeah.
We went on my wife bought me a fantastic trip up to the Lake District. We went on a foraging course, which you laughed at because you primarily said I'd be eating nettles and mushrooms. Didn't eat either of those, but
all stuff out of a bin.
No, we didn't. It was a company called Totally Wild. Didn't get a chance to do it. Chris, who was our guide, was absolutely fantastic with his Japanese-inspired meal afterwards, where they'd taken ingredients like kimchi made out of forest ingredients and picked up those and got them ready. We picked things, wild peas, wild garlic, various leaves that I've been walking past for years, and of course talked about elderflowers. So I do have downstairs now, thanks Chris, a demijohn of elderflower wine bubbling away to make sparkling wine, so I can annoy you with that as well, Matt. And it bubbles. Boy, does it. The beers we made when we unsuccessfully did brewing together did not bubble the way this is bubbling. I think I may well be making brandy. It's gone mad.
That's one drink I really, really do not like is elderflower. Cordial or elderflower, anything really.
But you
the
like
fact
this?
that it's in this with the whole, but with the hops and stuff, it just kind of takes it away.
I could really taste
I find it sweet and a bit weird.
Now you've mentioned it, I can taste it. It's in the aftertaste, in the notes that you get through at the end. But so if you get a chance to go and visit Totally Wild, their website, and book a foraging course, great fun. The rain stayed off. It was a Lake District. It was great anyway. So extraordinary IPA.
Yeah,
they call it extraordinary IPA.
I'm not sure about that. The whole kind of, is it? I don't know. I don't understand why you would call it that. It is a very good IPA.
It's a good IPA.
It's a very good beer. It doesn't matter. Well, you know that I'm a little bit kind of pedantic about what you call things.
Really? If you haven't listened to the See You Tap Pills episode, give it a go to find out pedantism at its maximum. You almost invoked the Germans.
Coloured. I invoked the Germans in that, but it just annoys me when you start mucking about with names. Although this is an IPA, and make no bones about it. It is. But extra special, extra IPA, don't know. It's a very good one. I'm really enjoying it.
I'm really surprised because I know you don't like elderflower, but I can really get the notes of that there, and it's not just a gimmick. It gives you a real sort of almost floral lift, almost bizarrely for a Scottish beer, a slightly English summer garden kind of thing, like you kind of wandered too close to a National Trust exhibition cafe type place, and the beer connected. It's really good. It's a really good beer. But would you give this to someone who says they like it? Two questions on this one, because I'm interested to understand, because it's currently what's going through my head. You've got you or someone who likes a proper IPA, who's experienced in IPAs, who the Dead Reckoning, Outland, West Coast IPA, whatever it wants to be called. We've got that IPA. And we love that. And we raved about it. We raved about Tremont when we were over in France as well. So that's sort of IPA. Would you give this to them without saying anything? Question one. Question two, would you give this to someone who says they don't like IPAs like that?
I think the answer to both is yes.
Mm-hmm.
Because, it's an IPA enough for those people. A West Coast IPA is well, I won't say it's an acquired taste, but it can be. Sometimes they're a little bit kind of heavy. Whereas this isn't, not at all. But it's got the hops within that, and it's just a lot of malt. So you've got the malt coming through, but it isn't biscuity. I'm not here feeling the biscuit, but I think the lemon and the elderflower kind of elevate it and take it away.
I think it's slightly more malty than most IPAs we've tried recently. There's definitely more malt to it, and I think we go back to that not being a bad thing. We don't talk about the malt enough, probably, when we talked about the Theakston's Milk Stout. We've talked about a couple of other malty beers in this series, and that the malt can lend as much flavour in a different way to the hops. I'm getting not biscuity, but caramel, I think, that comes from the malt.
There's a caramel there.
It's slightly malty taste. It's almost got that balance right where you're going, is it the hops or is it the malt that's making this beer special, or is it the elderflower? Actually, there's the three trident. Which one is neither of them? None of them. None of them seem to be over dominating the rest of that.
No, it's really good balance. It's a sweet caramel. It's not I won't say it's a biscuit, but it's a sweet caramel to it, and that is then lifted by the lemons cut through. The elderflower cuts through it. Elderflower, although it's quite a sweet tasting fruit, it's still got an astringency to it, and that's what you're getting. That's what I'm getting, is that astringency. It's helping the hops, and they say that lemon kind of lifts the hops as well. So yeah, I'm a great fan already, and I haven't had a lot of this yet.
Yeah, so and you say this is from Alloa, so our second Scottish beer in a row after Vault City, which was from Edinburgh or Portobello in Edinburgh last week. This is from Alloa, which was, as I recall from our conversations over a few pints before, the beer town of Scotland.
So I've heard. Not been to Alloa.
No, I was trying to think, have I been to Alloa? And I don't think I have. It's on the north bank of the River Forth, right? In central Scotland.
I haven't got a Scooby, mate. Yeah, but I think so.
You're worried about me annoying the Scots. At least I've done a bit of research as to where it is.
It's Alloa. As far as I'm concerned, that's enough. But yeah, I'm happy to have a road trip if you fancy it.
Well, other fascinating facts about Alloa. Name an Irish whiskey connected to Alloa. There's a test for you.
Jameson.
John Jameson was born in Alloa in 1740 before moving to Dublin.
He was a Scotsman.
He was a Scotsman.
Ah, that's cool. Don't tell the Irish that. They get the eye up.
That's my only fascinating fact I have about Alloa. Sorry, God.
Okay. I mean, it could have been it could have been the other one. But no, I like it. I like this beer. again, it's that I can't quite. I do know why I like it. It's that it is such an easy taste to drink. It's an easy drinking beer. But again, at 5.1, then I won't say it's a couple of 3, maybe 4 of these, but you're not going to have much more after that. But it's nice.
So we talked about the hops and the fact it's got more malt in there. It'd be interesting to understand. I know that Alloa's got some of the big malting houses, or one of the biggest malting houses in Scotland is based in Alloa. Whether that's where they've got the ability to having 7 grains is an awful lot. Again, we're not successful homebrewers in any way, shape, or form. But when we were harking back, when we had a recipe with 3 of them in, we were like, what? 3? And some of those quantities, you'd have like 4.5 kilos of Maris Otter, and then maybe 250 grams of Vienna, and maybe 250 grams. There were smaller quantities. So is there a main malt that lives in this beer, or not something you know?
Not something I know, but I would think that the Vienna's not a huge part of it, I would guess. Lager malt, I would think, is probably quite a big lump to bulk it out.
It's got
Maris
some lager
Otter,
in there.
possibly.
Yeah. And that's back to your point
Yeah.
about when you give it to a non-IPA drinker, there is a lager-esque taste to it.
Yeah.
Not a bad one.
No, it's kind of like a really full-bodied lager, although it's got that taste of a lot more bitter than a lager would be. But yeah, I like it. I think it's a great beer at the minute. I'm quite enjoying it, nice and gently going through it.
And with Father's Day having just gone past, it's one of those beers that I think your dad would trust, but with a label, your dad would question.
He would definitely question that, my father. Although, to be honest, I think it's probably a little light for him. He was a real bitter drinker rather than...
True.
You know, and we've said it in the past, some of the new craft beers, or just craft beers, he would be looking at be astounded that they were able to be sold.
I think he'd be astounded knowing your dad, as I did, about the sours that we currently choose your fighter.
Oh, he'd be very upset. I think he'd feel betrayed that I even tasted it. But hey, he was a real bitter drinker.
We are but mere young pretenders in his shadow. Talking about food matching, we haven't done. We should do, because that's what we do every podcast, and I've just realised the time. What would this go well with?
I don't know, mate.
It's certainly not a burger beer. It's not got that.
No,
I've just realised doing hand gestures and face gestures doesn't work very well on a podcast. So me going,
no, it does not.
Heft hasn't got that heft or that acidity or to cut through the fat of a burger. It feels posh picnic. So maybe a pork pie, sausage roll, picnic food.
Yeah, picnic food. You wouldn't be having it in a full bottle. I don't think you'd go through. You know, because it's quite, as I said, fizzy. There is that fizz in there. I'm starting to feel a little bit kind of.
In a hamper, you and your wife skipping merrily through a cornfield with a pork pie, an apple, and a stick of celery, and a bottle of this to share, overlooking Mersey. Yeah. I don't know where that came from. Roast chicken, but lemony, garlicky, thyme roast chicken, not a traditional roast chicken.
Something with a lot of kind of floral and herby flavours. That would be quite nice. Goat
cheese tart with the sort of floral salad in it, but not with rocket or walnuts. It wouldn't cut through that. We talked about Dead Reckoning and neck oils being really good with fish and chips. Don't think it's going to work with fish and chips. Don't think it's got the heft to deal with the fat.
No, I think you're right. I don't think it does. And not to deal with the fat, but with maybe a fish dish. But it would be a lighter fish dish. It would be something poached, maybe, but a strong tasting fish that's been poached rather than a cod, which tastes very little. I'm
going back to pub days. I just had a flashback there from when we used to make beer batter, and in some of the pubs we worked with, not all of them. Some of them had standardised recipes, but some of them the recipe was just pull off a pint to end the batter of your special, of your local beer or whatever you're having, so you can beer match it on the blackboards on the bar. Because say I don't know, when I had 6x on draft, for example, you go, our fish batter today is made with 6x. invariably it would be whatever you've got loads of and you can't shift, in the hope that you sell loads of fish and chips.
Then you can get rid of it. Get rid of it.
Our fish
How's
batter
it? It's
today was
running
made
out of time.
with Stella.
Hey,
And I remember I had this ran a pub on the south coast for a number of years. It was very, very busy, very, very popular. And there was this old, lovely older couple that came in every Friday. Traditional, what are their fish and chips? And they come up and go, what beer, what beer is the batter made? What batter is the beer made with? God, shoe shops and beer batter. I can't get that right. What beer is your batter made with this week? And you invariably tell them. And then after about 3 weeks, I went, do you actually care? No, just think it's important if you bothered going to the effort of doing it. So after that, I go, yeah, it's been made with Carling, Carlsberg, made with
Old
Thatchers.
Peculiar. Thank you with Old Peculiar. That put them away.
Oh, that'd put hairs on your chest.
It would. I don't know. It'd be too sweet. It'd be very dark batter when you fried it, though.
There's a special
because
episode.
Of the sugar, because of the sweet.
Yeah.
Quite sweet beer. So, yeah. Anyway, just kind of
gone
musings about beer and
musing about beers and fish batter. So we talked about food. We haven't gone through the craft beer definition from Italy that we are required by our own podcast law. So we talk about them being three things. They have to be under 200,000 hectolitres. I'd imagine so.
I believe they are, but yeah, or maybe not. But this particular beer is. Go on.
Yeah. Are they unpasteurised or unmicrofiltered? Can't tell you.
Can't tell you. Might be able to. 1 second.
You have a look at the glass. And then independent. Well, yes, Williams Brothers is a family brewing company. It's been Bruce and Scott run it for a number of years, so tick on that one. I think we should almost come up with the UK definition, to be fair, shouldn't we? And I think this UK definition is that this is an independent craft beer. It's a really good independent craft beer. So by UK pub logic. Maybe we should call it the UK pub logic rather than the Italian definition and skip.
Okay, let's carry on doing that.
The UK pub logic, yes, this is craft beer. By Italian legal definition, we can't legally say yes, it's craft. But as I can't say yes, it's legally craft in Italian, doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Almost like Italy has turned craft beer into a legal exam where we are now going, does it have a weird animal on the label? Fine, craft beer.
Yeah. No. But yeah, it is a really good, nice beer. I'm very pleased with it. I think it's a fantastic beer, and I'm looking forward to the next.
And we've got a couple
section of our podcast this afternoon.
Yeah, we've got a couple more of these beers to try in the future. I said you can order online. Yeah. You go onto the Williams Brothers Brewing Co. website, which we should probably give out on our links and the rest of it. But it's basically www. Do I have to say www anymore? I don't think you do you? Wobbly dot. I think you don't even type that anymore. When was the last time you typed wobbly dot?
I don't. I just look them up. There you go.
You just asked Claude. Anyway, it's Williams.
I do ask Claude. Claude loves me. Claude Walls loves me.
It's williamsbrosbrew.com. And you want to put wobbly at the front, you can. You can put an https:// if you want to.
Really?
Another flashback to when the internet started, you know, dial up. And all web addresses were announced as https://www.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I remember being at university and sending my first ever email, and I had to send it to someone within my tutor group because I didn't know anybody else with another email address. True.
It's a bit
absolutely true.
It's a bit like a sketch I've seen way back. I think it was Not the 9 o'clock News or something like that. It was about Alexander Graham Bell, who invented the telephone.
Yeah, I've seen that sketch.
Who did he call?
Yeah.
Hey, Mum, I've got this invention for you. What can you do? Well, I can talk to you. We're here. Oh.
I know. But it is. Well, yeah, I remember the back in the day. It's going back
It is. So choose your fighter is the other bit we have to tick off to make sure we've achieved all the bits here. And I know you will be desperate to oust the current, also Scottish incumbent, by the way. Let's point this out.
Oh, it's going.
It's an also Scottish incumbent. Flavour, and we've tweaked it. So we're talking about flavour in the category it sits in.
Yeah.
This is where I think you and I are going to argue. So we said that the You Choose We Brew from the Vault City Brewery in Edinburgh was outstanding in its flavour for its category. It was properly mango, apple, hot honey, smoothie. Genuinely, it's been a while since we've had it, and I'm still sat here going, I could have that for dessert today.
Yeah, no.
So
well,
flavour,
no, I agree. I agree that it's a big flavour.
In its category, that's why we changed it. Because last week we had that conversation about how we could compare them, because that will always win.
Yeah,
but we're now talking
with
about
flavour. It would always win.
Yeah, in flavour in its category. So flavour for an IPA.
Yeah, absolutely. It's superb. It's got that.
Is it better than Dead Reckoning?
Would I sit and drink another bottle of this over Dead Reckoning?
Different question. The
No,
question
yes.
now is flavour.
Yes, I would.
So if I put the two, if you had the two in front of you, which one had the better flavour?
This one.
I'm going to disagree with you.
For me. And I was very much, Dead Reckoning was always and it's still a favourite. I've really, it's become a favourite of mine. But this is something different. It's so easy to drink. I'm finding it really easy.
Valid, because I've got none left.
Little gassy, but I have, so I'm drinking it nice and slow.
Okay, so challenge there is that I think of the flavour, for me personally, I think I prefer the flavour of Dead Reckoning. That's nothing, I don't dislike this. I like this, it's really good. But for the flavour, I prefer the Dead Reckoning. So how are we going to score that?
Down the middle.
So that means that the current incumbent stays on, which is You Choose We Brew.
No, because we haven't done the other two yet.
Yeah, for that one. For number 2 is
for
drinkability.
This one, yes.
Drinkability. Yeah. This one all day, every day. Unless I'm eating cheesecake every hour of the day, I could not drink You Choose We Brew.
Yeah, I agree.
This one, again, it's drinkable. It's light. I mean, I'd like it to be a little less percentage than 5.1. 4.5 would be lovely, but 5.1 I can tolerate. It's not 8.4. Yeah, drinkability. And then memorability, or character, as we called it.
No, I think this has got great character for a beer. And will I remember it? Yeah, I think so. Because it's that slight difference in with the what's it called?
The hops and the elderflower, or the malt and the
it's the elderflower. Yeah, it's the elderflower, and it's that kind of raising up of that caramelly taste, but it isn't too sweet. It's just perfectly balanced.
I'm putting this in my head, so I'm going to forget the Vault City You Choose We Brew, because it's really hard to forget a mango coulis with chili in it.
Yeah,
which is effectively what we drank last week. A 6.2 mango coulis with chili in it. It's really hard to forget that. And put this character against Dead Reckoning, because that's or Neck Oil. There you go. They're the two that have been Choose Your Fighter champions for the longest period of time. And I think about, I couldn't describe the piece about either of those two that is unique enough for me to remember. Whereas with this one, I have a very clear, at the moment, and hey, next week I may be going, what? And this may be why we now start to change more often, because we've got something in there that goes, can I remember? Actually, no, I can't. So move on. There's a really nice caramel taste in the back of my mouth. The elderflower is fantastic. I like elderflower. You don't. So the fact that you like this is a big thing. It's almost that slightly sweet, I think I alluded to earlier, like a National Trust cafe brewed a beer. It would be this, with all their money and expertise behind it. So am I going with character on the basis of I like it rather than I remember it, because it's really like, I think you said last week, kick you in the trousers, and I said pull your trousers down and push you over. That
one was a bully. That last one was a bully.
Great way of saying it. So
came up,
that line, kick you in the trousers, pull the trousers down, push you over.
Yeah, it was a bully. The taste of it last week, if I have another one, I'm going to have the same visceral reaction to it, which is, no. Until I was, about halfway down the glass.
Yeah.
Then I went, I've got to finish this because it's good. It's a really nice beer. But I'm going to have the same fear of it next time. Or someone will give me one and I'll go, oh, yeah, I've had that before. That's fine. And it will be that look on my face of going, ugh.
Well,
it's overwhelming.
If you check on YouTube for last week's episode, you'll see the fact that I managed to drink all of it, but every single time I seemed to have some sort of nervous tick that meant one half of my face went into spasm.
You did. I got used to it after a little while, but yeah.
A bit like this shirt, to be fair.
Yeah.
And so I think if you get a chance to try it, I don't know if it's on draft or available in Scottish pubs up north near Alloa and the rest of it. It's a good IPA. It's moorish. It's almost that. It came to me a little bit when we were talking about Old Peculiar and the rest of it. Almost that gap filler between the really trendy American IPAs, like the Neck Oils, like the Neepers, all that sort of stuff. It's the gap filler between an old traditional ale, like a 6X.
Yeah.
It's got that biscuity caramel stuff that you get from a 6X. And then you've got an IPA with the fizz. It's the bit that sits in the middle. It's very moorish. It's a really good beer.
Mm-hmm. So again, does it beat the bully, the big orange bully? And we're not talking about him in America.
So has it trumped the Trump, is what you're saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think there's a question about whether it's a proper IPA or a golden ale in disguise that we have to have, or is it just a really polite giraffe? I don't know. But it's a really good beer at what it does. So I would say it trumps the Trump.
Hey, that's nice to see. It's gone already.
Unnecessarily happy. So our Choose the Fighter now becomes the Williams Brothers Brewery Seven Giraffes Extraordinary IPA. The only thing I will question is whether it's extraordinary as an IPA.
Some people describe this as like an ESB. So ESB is the beer Fuller's. So London Pride, Fuller's.
Yeah.
Fuller's does ESB to a point where that type of beer is now called an ESB.
Yeah.
So it's kind of, and if you think of it within those terms as well, then yeah, I call it extraordinary. It's got that mashup between an ESB and an IPA. Yeah, I'm pretty certain. I reckon I could get behind that, I think.
Brilliant. And then if Matt gets behind it, it's worth listening to, because when Matt says something on Beer Tasting 1, 2, 3, or I say something on no one listens to me on Beer Together 1, 2, 3 together.
They do listen to you. They do, because again, you are the one that has the deep thought, whereas I've just rattle on nonsense.
It's a good beer. If you get a chance to try it, give it a go. It's now our Choose Your Fighter. So well done to the Williams Brothers Brewery, to the team up there. My cat is currently biting my ankles, which is really, really weird. So I'm going to say his name is Matt.
And he is Elton.
And we are Beer Together. Smudge, get off. I'll see you next week.